So I sure give a lot of workout advice without really ever showing my own lifts. And with my unique stats as probably being the lightest male fitness influencer, I'm gonna be putting my money where my mouth is and testing my strength on 3 different back exercises to answer how strong is my back at 135 pounds. Let's get into it. Now, if you watched my recent videos on the best way to train the lats, I like to say, I think I know a thing or two about lat training, but to put my money where my mouth is, I'm gonna be testing my 5 rep max on 3 different back exercises. And we're basically gonna see exactly how strong I actually am. And in my opinion, 5 reps is the perfect amount of reps that kind of blends absolute strength, but also a little bit of muscular endurance, and definitely forces me to really lock in my form, which is exactly what you guys know me for most. So before we get into the testing, I wanna do a quick shout out to AYBL for sponsoring this video and announce that they're gonna be having their Black Friday sale.
I misspoke in this video. The AYBL Black Friday sale is live right now as we speak.
I'm rocking their oversized training tee with the lifting essentials, as well as your 5-inch core shorts. Now, in my opinion, on a leg day, these 5-inch core shorts are probably the best shorts I have. I wear a size extra small, standing in at, of course, 5'6", 135 pounds. And yeah, AYBL's probably the most underrated clothing brand in my opinion. So you wanna check it out, act quickly, because like we all know from last year and how you guys been waiting for those attainment seamless t-shirts, they tend to go out of stock on their really, really nice items. So with that said, you're gonna get up to 60% off site-wide, plus an additional 10% off when you use code PATH. So let's get back into it. So getting to the first exercise, we're gonna be doing weighted pull-ups. Not gonna lie, probably gonna be my most impressive lift. I'm gonna be working up to a 5 rep max by doing a few mini sets of like 1 to 3 reps, slowly increasing weight each time. And this is basically how I warm up with all my lifts while trying to reduce the amount of fatigue. I don't wanna overtire myself by doing a bunch of reps as I do these warm-up sets. So with that said, let's get into it. That felt good. I think for my actual working set, let's take the pump cover off. All right, I think that was like 4.5. I didn't quite get down low enough in my opinion to complete that 5th rep, so I actually would say that was a fail, unfortunately. I stopped out at 2.5 plates. I feel like I probably could have done 2 and maybe like a 10 and a 5, or maybe 2 and 20 pounds or something like that. But with that said, let's go on to the next exercise. All right, now second exercise we're gonna be doing today is gonna be a bent over barbell row. Now I know, it's not the most optimal exercise because my erector is ultimately gonna be a limiting factor, but you get to see my lower back strength a little bit, and honestly I just think it's definitely a more interesting exercise than like a chest supported row or something like that. Even though generally I do recommend, if your goal is to maximize back row, to opt for a chest supported row versus something like a barbell bent over row. But with that said, let's get to warming up. Not gonna lie guys, I think this is probably gonna be my weakest lift. I think I wanna be conservative on this one because I technically failed the last exercise. I think I'm gonna stay at 185 pounds. So I think this is gonna be my working weight. Going conservative kind of helped. I was able to get 5 reps. Damn, I feel like I probably could have done like, I could have gone higher, right? So since we're pretty much all doing lat exercises, I think it will be better for me to conserve my strength for the third exercise. What do you think? Go up again? All right. All right, guys, not gonna lie, I'm starting to feel pretty fatigued. I don't know if I'm gonna hit this 225. I really wish I had some refreshments, such as the new My Protein Clear Whey ready-to-drink cans that just came out in lemonade and tropical dragon fruit flavor. It's actually very tragic that I forgot to bring them, because this will be the perfect time to take it, because it's 80 calories, 20 grams of protein, but there's also electrolytes in it. So I'm gonna put like some B-roll of it up and me drinking it back at home and stuff like that, just to show you guys what it looks like. But honestly, like, I'm pretty impressed. Those are really, really good. And I feel like because you don't even have to worry about mixing it, it tastes good every single time. So if you want to check that out, you can use code TPATH for an additional 46% off right now. But of course, they also have their regular clear whey that you can mix yourself and a wide range of other different protein powders. So I'm gonna leave a link in my description if you want to check that out. But okay, enough shilling. It is a moment of truth. All right, guys, I should have done 205. There's no way I'm getting 5 reps of that. There's like zero chance I'm getting 5 reps of that. Let's get on to the third exercise. All right, now moving on to the very last exercise, and that is gonna be a cable lat pullover. This is gonna be a pure test of lat strength, absolutely no bicep or elbow flexor involvement. Now, I'm gonna be using my favorite attachment, which is gonna be this curved bar attachment. And let me show you a quick tip on cable lat pullover. That'll probably allow you to get a few more reps than before. So let me show you real quick. Basically, instead of just gripping the bar like this and having your wrist extended, where you're not gonna have the best force transfer this way, I actually like taking a false grip where I go into wrist flexion. So I kind of bend my wrist a little bit. And instead of even like gripping the bar, it's more the bar's being hooked by my wrist, okay? See how, like, look, I'm not even, my finger's over here, I'm not even doing anything, but it still feels pretty dang good. Now, another thing I'm gonna do is, in terms of range of motion, I'm not gonna allow myself to go all the way overhead. I'm probably gonna cap it around eye level. That's because the lats lose leverage to do shoulder extension once your arms come above overhead. So in this part of the range of motion, it's actually gonna be more lower chest and tricep. I mentioned all this in my previous video on lat training. But also, if you're just trying to fast track the learning process of getting to your fitness goals, then I highly recommend you apply to my exclusive one-on-one fitness coaching program, where I pretty much do just that. Get custom workout programs, nutrition advice, and basically the ability to ask whatever questions you might have along the way. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely check it out in the link in description. We'll put some transformations on screen right now, but it is moment of truth. We're gonna be testing my pure raw lat strength. Let's see how I do. We're gonna go for the full stack. Leave a comment down below if you think I'm gonna get this, guys. Damn, that was bad. Should I go for another one? Oh yeah, all right, let's see this. Okay, so I learned my lesson from last exercise. I think I'm gonna be conservative and use a 10-pound plate. So instead of 150, we're gonna be doing 160 pounds. I think I should be able to hit this, guys, and I'll be pretty proud if I do. Okay, moment of truth. Wow, I think that was the perfect strategy. That was the perfect amount of weight. I think even 2.5 pounds heavier, I probably wouldn't have hit that. Wow. Well, there it is. Let's get to the outro. Now, that concludes the strength test. Let me know in the comments down below how I did and what was the most impressive lift for you guys. I put a lot of blood and sweat into this video, so if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, hit subscribe to level up your physique, hit the bell notification to get these videos right to you, and hopefully this proved that, you know, I could put a little bit of my money where my mouth is, and perhaps my advice actually works. Let me know which muscle group I should do next. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.